Folks, it's kind of a dreary day here behind the cheddar curtain. It's not raining. It's just kind of cloudy and a little on the chillsky. On the chillsky side, today what we decided to do is maybe just talk a little bit about the Wildwood exclusive versions of my Gristle Masters. We thought that would be a fun thing to do. I'm going to share this real quick with our friends online. Where I'm going to share it with our friends online. We're going to have a hell of a good time. It's the Wildwood Takeover, ladies and gentlemen. Can you dig it? Will you dig it? I hope you can. Greetings. Is that Paul Brown? Paul Brown, I see you there. Paul Brown, I see you there. Paul Brown, magical warrior. Paul Brown is a magical warrior. I'm going to share this real quick. Write a post. I don't want to write a post. I just want to share it. Boom, boom, boom. Pow. Done. Dunzo. I'm going to do one more, and then we're going to give you my undivided attention. There we go. There we go. All right. Folks, how you doing out there? Let me see what we got. Ooh, welcome. Come and feast, one and all. Oh, it feels so good. It feels so right. I like guitars, ladies and gentlemen. Have we mentioned that? This is the Wildwood exclusive black version of my Gristle Master with a larger neck profile. It's a V, Gristle V, I'm going to call it. Sounds good. Well, thank you, Peter. I appreciate that. Oh, that's what I meant to do. Is it major? Is it minor? Yes. Yeah, I hit that little clean boost on my Gristle King. It sounds good. So this is the amp. Clean boost on the Gristle King. Press the button in on the pickups, get a little bit more. It's a big old sound. Little heat. Sorry, I say that. It's not the pedal little heat. I mean, just it adds a little bit. And back to the clean sound, right? Pretty cool. I think the larger neck profile maybe adds just a little. I mean, the whole thing with more wood, more tone, I think it's true. There's a substantive. Boy, that's a hard word to say. Let's all say it together. Substantive. I did it. Hooray for Drade. This neck is much larger than the traditional one on the... Not on the Gristle Master. The little heat is a beast. But right today, I've got the Gristle King in line, so I get that clean boost. If I add the overdrive as well. If I had the boost on the guitar, even more. right? Come on now. Yes. Can you dig it? Somebody's asking about the Reverend prototype. I do have black covers on that guitar. The production line one will have the cream covers to match the pickguard. That's not to say that there might not be a special edition coming down the pike that might be all black, because that might be cool looking. But the plan was to have the cream covered P90s. Can you dig it? In my little shuffle tune, I'll kind of go between the different pickup selections with different amounts of gain and so on for the heck of it. Can you dig it? The little old shuffle tune of mine called 265. Let's see what we got. Just like that. Can you dig it? Can and will you dig it? Spider says, I can't get the same notes out of my black Gristle Master. Sad. Well, Spider, where there's a will, there's a way. All you must do is sit down and play forever. Ignore your friends and your family too, and then the magic notes will come to you. Wow, musical. Musical called Friend Maker. Oh. Thomas Storm. Sorry. Would you compare a Reverend Eastsider T to a Fender Telly? Well, that's a dangerous proposition. I will say that the Reverend guitars are made of Carina, so that's their thing. So it's a Carina thing. There's a bunch of different versions of the Eastsider. I have one that's more of a kind of a traditional T-style guitar, meaning it doesn't have the 3 pickups, nor does it have the whammy bar on it. It's just got a 6 saddle bridge. Compound neck radius. Locking tuners. It has a lot of the features that you'd find on a kind of a level up version of American US guitar, but yet is a lot less expensive. Did I say that right? Did I get myself in trouble anywhere? I hope I don't. I hope there's no trouble. I hope there's no people coming to my door with axes and picks and things of this nature. Wow, axes and picks. Why the picks? I mean like guitar picks, or did I mean like ice picks? I don't know. I don't know what I meant. It's just, stream of consciousness. It's interesting. The Carina, if I had to just give you some, non-scientific but just observational remarks on what Carina sounds like, I would say ash is here, alder is here, Carina is somewhere lurking in this area. This is scientific. It's in this area. Ash, alder, Carina. What's the brand of this guitar, Lane? This is my signature Reverend Gristle Master and Wildwood Guitars, who is with this takeover today. My live is what's a Wildwood live from Louisville, Colorado. They have done a couple of different special runs of my Gristle Master. One is this black one with a larger neck profile, which you can get only at the Wildwood of guitars. And there's also the orange version. You see the Kochwork orange. See? Now the bodies are slightly larger. This has kind of freaked some people out, and it need not. It's not that much bigger that if you're a conventionally sized human that it's going to seem gigantic. It's about, we can't get the exact amount, but it's something like 2% larger on all sides, the body. And the reason why I wanted that is because I'm a big son of a gun. I'm 6'7". And every time I play a conventional sized instrument, people go, "What is that? Is that 3/4 size? Is that a mandolin?" I'm sure that's the voice that people use when they say that. My wife has voices for me and the children. They all seem to be about the same. I just stop her. I go, "That's not my voice." Okay, let's just be clear. That is not my voice that you're using right now. So I don't know if the voice I just used for the people asking about my size in variation to the guitars, I don't know if that's their voice either. But sometimes it's an effective tool to use that voice. Regardless. It's just a little bit larger. It's not so large that it will not fit in a conventional case. I think that's important to mention because people go, "What am I going to do for a case? Is it going to fit?" I don't know if that's her voice either, people who ask those questions. But I will say that it does just make it seem more proportionate to me, the larger man, okay? The larger fella. So I will say that the neck on the Gristle Master, the traditional Gristle Master, is just a little bit deeper or thicker than the necks on the Eastsiders because I wanted just a little bit more meat. And then when we decided to do some special offerings with Wildwood, I said, you know what would be really cool is if we do the neck profile for my old custom shop Strat and custom shop Telly. So I had an extra one of the necks because actually the original neck, the truss rod stripped. I don't know how that happened. The forces of darkness were definitely at play. I'll show you the neck here. I've got it right here. Oh, hey, stuff's falling down. Jumping Jehoshaphat. This was the, oh no, this is the wrong neck. I've got multiple, oh, there it is right there. I got necks hanging around here. All right, this right here, ladies and gentlemen, this was the neck off my old custom shop Stratocaster. It still says right here, which you probably can't see. Maybe I can I do this? Yeah. I don't know if you can see that, folks, but it says Jay Black, who made my custom shop Strat, and I ordered it years ago from Casio Music, and they spelt Greg Koch with 2 G's. That is incorrect. Be that as it may, it's got a little bit more flame to it. I don't know if you can see the flame, but there's some flame on this neck. Anyway, so this neck, for some reason, the truss rod stripped, which was very unfortunate because I love this neck. But it's got a big old, they said it was a November of '56, but it's a slight V, and it's a big old neck. So I sent this neck to my buddy Ken Haas from Reverend, and I said, can we do this neck profile? And by God, they nailed it. They nailed it. So the neck profile on this version of the Wildwood Black, trans black Gristlemaster is that larger neck profile. So if you like a neck with some substance, if you want something that you grab hold and you say, yeah, oh, it feels so right. I need something substantive. See, I said it again without error. Actually, we have some links in this very video, depending on where you're watching it from. We put some links to the Wildwood site where you can go check them out and go sploidle, and you'll be magically transformed. Now, what's very interesting, no, not Casio with the C-A-S-I-O. It was a store in New Berlin, Wisconsin, C-A-S-C-I-O, after Frank Casio. Frank is no longer with us. Actually, the store is no longer with us. It's a very sad thing. They just recently closed. It was around since 1947, and now they are gone. So, very sad. But what are you going to do? Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the COVID abyss. Wow, I don't know where that came from. I want to apologize for that right now. Anyway, so an interesting thing that's happening, folks, just so I can say it and mean it. Wildwood has ordered a bunch of the Gristle Masters, especially because initially they'd be gone before they even arrived. They were pre-sold. So there's a couple orange ones in stock right now, but they're B stock, which means there was probably just like the smallest little blemish somewhere. So they're cheaper, and so you can go. I put a link to a B stock Gristle Master in Kochwork orange on this live feed as well, so you can go explore it. And it's $100 cheaper than a regular one, so it must be just a slight little blemish. They thought, we're going to take $100 off. So that's delicious. Anyway, folk, so there are more coming of these exclusives to Wildwood, the black with the larger neck profile and the Kochwork orange. The Kochwork orange is also available with the Ferro Fingerboard. It's the only place where that is available. Ferro is like, I think, rosewood-ish. So there is a rosewood version of the Kochwork orange as well. Only where? At our friends at the Wildwood. Now, there's also going to be a special swapping going on. That sounds a little sordid. I didn't mean it that way, okay? But what they're going to do is they're going to take some versions and they're going to offer them, Reverend's going to do it before they send them out to Wildwood. There's going to be a version of the orange with the larger neck profile from the black, and they're going to swap on the neck and put it on the black one. So there'll be, for the first time, available versions of the trans black Gristle Master with the smaller neck and versions of the Kochwork orange with the larger neck profile. So many opportunities to engage in some sweet gristling. Am I right or am I right? Axis Purple is the boldest of the tone hues. It is glorious as well. And of course, all the other colors are available there as well. Axis Purple, which is delightful. There is the Blucifer, which is a delicious kind of a transparent sonic blue. There is Wow Red, which is really more of a kind of a Fiesta red. It's got a hair of the Fiesta. It's party time. When you open up that case, you go, it's party time. You start dancing. Then there's Pow Yellow, which is powder yellow for short, but a delicious tone hue as well. It reminds me of my first Telecaster that I had it was a 1968 Telecaster that I bought probably in 1982, 81 maybe. My guitar teacher at the time, the mighty and venerable Bob Monagle, who still is around here in the Milwaukee area. He does video stuff as well as plays gigs. He's a great dude, great player. He had a Telecaster to sell. At that time, I had a Fender Lead 1. I don't know if you guys remember the Fender Lead 1. It had one humbucker. I think they just reissued some semblance. I think they reissued the Fender Lead 2. They were around in the late 70s, early 80s. Actually, Steve Morse was actually seen in the ads for the Fender Lead 1 and Lead 2. But I had the Lead 1, which was one humbucker that you could coil tap. But what I really wanted more than anything else was the neck pickup on a Fender guitar. I wanted it in the worst way. I just loved that sound. And of course, I really wanted a Strat. But in the early 80s, if you'll recall, you really couldn't get a decent American-made Strat. It was like the hinterland years. So, and all the older ones were a little out of my price range. So my buddy Bob, who was my guitar teacher, was selling a Telecaster. So I bought that guitar because I wanted that neck pickup sound. And then the Tele just became my thing. It wasn't because I wanted a Telecaster. It was because that was the Fender guitar that was available to me. So over the years, that has always been a guitar that has always been in my back pocket, as it were. I veered, I played 335s for a period of time. I played Strat as my main guitar for a good 10 years, but I always played Teles as well. And then finally at one point I just said, you know what, I'm just going to play Teles. And then when I designed those pickups with Fishman, and I started talking to the people with Reverend, I played one of those Pete Anderson Eastsiders. I was like, man, we have an opportunity to do something cool. Of just making some tweaks I've always wanted to make on a production line guitar so I could use it and play it. Slightly larger body. I wanted the 22 frets. I wanted locking tuners. I wanted the brass saddles that you could also intonate. Wilkinson makes a great one, so we went with Wilkinson, and away we went. Lord have mercy. Somebody say I'm boring. Boring by, sorry, Ripley's. Go elsewhere and slake your thirst for a convivial conversation. What? I don't want to down you. I want to make you high. That's Boston. All right, I'm going to switch to the old orange Gristle Master. I want to make you high. What are you going to do? Pete Anderson is a fantastic guitar player, and I was a fan of his as well. So I was very intrigued by all the cool offerings that he had through Reverend. And I own quite a few of them. I've owned a PA1, the kind of arch-toppy version. I have a Pete Anderson Eastsider T. I have a Pete Anderson baritone, which is a wicked guitar. There you go. Questions out there. Could never get on with a floating trem. I do like floating trems, to be honest. I like to be able to just play my palm on and give it a little wiggle. Give it a little wiggle with my arm. I've never seen. So I'm intrigued to find out what you and your guitar teacher is. What my guitar teacher was like back in the day. Well, I started off. This guitar sounds good too. little bit more direct sounding this one. How do I like the Reverend locking tuners? I like them very much. I think they work great. The guitars stay in tune very well. Someone asked for a Cornell Dupree lick. I'm getting a lot of different stuff in here. It's really stoking my undiagnosed ADHD as I look at the screen and see the comments going by. Cornell Dupree lick. Oh, well, we can do that. There we go. There's one. So I'm in E. Move over a little bit so you can see what I'm doing, diggity dog it. Cornell action. Do the Anderson spec gets to have the larger neck? Anderton spec. Anderton's doesn't just has the regular Gristle Masters at this point in time. There is another store in England that did a version. But the only people that have the larger neck profiles right now is Wildwood. Oh. Something like that. That's a little version of years ago I had a record called Loose Ends by Jim Hendrix. It was released posthumously, and there was just the solo version of him playing the background chords to Electric Ladyland, and that's a version of that. I just added a little more filth in there. What are the chords? It's A major, C sharp minor 7. Hang on. G sharp minor 7, G major, D major, C sharp minor 7, B minor 7, E11 or a sus. This version of the C sharp minor 7. Take the whole thing and just go up a whole step. G sharp minor 7. Sometimes I'll do it, go. Had a little extra schnoidel up there. This is a C sharp minor with a raised fifth. B minor 7. Little walk up there. E11. Just like that, right? Jimmy Trills, I like that. Jimmy Trills, Jimmy Trills. Put it again. Steve Karras. Hey, brother, finally got that issue with the Fluence Classics and the Lester figured out, and it sounds glorious. Awesome. Do you have any idea when the P90 or P90 Gristlemaster will be out? I don't know exactly when. I do have the prototype right here. We're looking at it's going to be in stores in February. That's the hope. So everything seems to be on schedule to making that happen, but we shall see. Now, there is an error, the fact that this has the prototype Fluence pickups that are black covers. They will have cream colors to match the pick guard, so don't let that fool you, even though people have said they like that. So we may do a version on down the line that will be maybe all black. So here's the neck P90 all by itself with the Fluence pickup, right? All right, bridge pickup. The P90 Koch. Position. But we added this little thing where if I pull up the tone control, I get an out of phase sound. And inside the compartment, you can set where you want the phase set. So I like when you have that Peter Green wiring, folks. If you've ever messed around with it, you got the 2 volumes in the middle your middle position. You got both pickups out of phase, and you just go back on either pickup. In this case, we go back a little bit on the volume of the neck pickup, and it gets this sound that's thicker than a regular straight out of phase thing. Is that phase setting in the control cavity or in the back of the actual? It's actually in the control cavity. So once you just kind of set it and forget it. So you go from this neck, like if I'm cruising around the neck. I want to go a little BB King land. The neck is ebony. The Albert King too. It will not be available without a Bigsby initially. Yeah, the out-of-phase thing is killer. Right? By Coco Gigo Go. Crosscut song. Honey, drag me across your lawn. My crosscut song. Honey, drag me across your lawn. Cut the wood so easy for you. Can't help but say I saw. Idea. Does that Albert King thing pretty cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting this rascal out. Pretty juicy. Now let's hear. What's nice about that, about these Fluence pickups, is they're voiced in such a way where I can grab the Gristle Master back with the regular T-style pickups. And all of a sudden we got... Sounds like it should sound. Was his old V's made out of Carina? It certainly was. Am I finding the roasted maple to be more stable? I'm going to say yes to that. Do they have charging ports? They do, right at the bottom. I don't know if you could see that, but underneath, see that right there? There's a little mini USB input right there that you use to charge the lithium-ion battery, which is located in the control panel, and that's going to be the same on the P90 guitar as well. Now, when Fishman sells the P90s as a set, they'll come with the conventional 2-volume, 2 tones, like a traditional 2-pickup guitar. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sounds good. Am I right? Sounds good, clean, fun. Right? Bam, bam. Do the P90s have multiple voices? They do indeed. They do indeed. Woo! Is that one of those coils that stop the buzz crack? No, indeed not. Sorry. I have one of those somewhere around here. Can you dig it, folks? We're running down to our end of the hour here. Any questions out there that you might be having about these crazy axes, about playing, about whatever? Be glad to share that information with you. Did you give the 90s? I don't know what you mean. Have you heard the Zepp bootlegs on UTEP? Of course, Tony. I have been all about it. I'm all about that kind of activity. Are your Fishman Fluence pickups available in aged covers? Not yet, Jeff. That is not a thing yet, unfortunately. The P90 was introduced in 1946. That's a long time ago. Did I get a flu shot? No, but I have one coming up. Yes. Strange question, but I dig it. Big old Zepp. Puffing up. Yeah, the mighty Zepp, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I did voice the P90s. I did. Someone asked, what books would you recommend for Travis picking? Of mine? Well, the country book, if you've never done it at all, I do a little bit of it in the country book, Hal Leonard Guitar Method, Country Guitar. But in my, sorry, excuse me. Oh, no. Sorry about that. I have to be honest with you. The Gaggia coffee machine we have is not working. The grinder is not working. And I'm afraid my usual level of caffeinated excellence is it's not what it once was. So we're getting it fixed. The grinder is messed up. I had some communications with Gaggia USA today. We're gonna get it fixed. Okay, so I want to apologize for that yawn because that yawn was under caffeination. Okay. It is a coffee emergency. We've been messing around with a couple different scenarios. We've got we took the regular grinding drip device out of retirement, and it's a tepid brew in comparison to the glory of the Gaggia. But then my daughter Grace watched this crazy cowboy guy on YouTube who makes all kinds of the cowboy chef dude. And he recommended cowboy coffee, and she makes it, and it's fantastic. You just take the grinds and you put them in a if you have a regular cast iron thingamabob, I guess you'd do that, or the old school frontiers-looking coffee thing. But we just put it in just a regular dish. What are those things called? You know, the pots. What Grace makes the coffee in. It's a regular just saucepan. She puts it in a saucepan, and she boils it, and then at the end, once it's been boiled for what? It has to be boiled for like 4 minutes. You put the coffee grinds in the saucepan. You put the water in there, and it's 8 cups of water for a half cup of grounds, right? For 3 minutes, you boil it. Third of a cup of cold water makes all the grinds go to the bottom, and then we just take a little ladle and that is actually superior to the drip coffee machine. It's not as good as the Gaggia, but it's not bad. So if you're in an emergency like we were this morning, where our coffee situation was all bollocksed up, the cowboy iteration, not bad. And you're welcome. I'm going to give her the information. I'm going to give her the information. I'm going to give her the information. What? Quick, Greg, get some bacon and hard biscuits and a saddle. Grizzled little guy named Cookie. I like it. Saucepan. French press is great too, Mark. We used to have one of those. I think we don't have one anymore. That used to be our chosen delivery system. Hardtack and beans and cowboy coffee. Yeah, get it. Don't get me wrong, we're going to get the Gaggia fixed, okay? That's in the works. Because that machine is stone cold. We've got the Gaggia Anima device, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you want some harmonic vibrato on the old Koch amp. There you go. Any news about the indie release of the new record? Soon is all I'm going to say. Is the V-neck becoming a new favorite of the Gristle Master? I do like the V-neck. I'm not going to lie to you. I like a little girth, but I like the other ones as well. I do have the prototype V-neck on the POW yellow version of my Gristle Master, and I'm thinking about swapping that neck out, swapping the neck out of my Lucifer and giving it the bigger neck and putting that smaller neck on the POW yellow, just for the hell of it. You know what? You can do what you got to do. You can do what you can do. Is the new neck swap on the Kochwork Orange thicker and compound radius? Yeah, it still has the compound radius, so it's 10 to 12. I think that's what we did. I think so. 10 to 12. So yeah, it's just the thicker neck profile, the big V neck, but it's still the same radius as the other one. Can you dig it? Well, Steve, it's hard to say the difference between the maple and the ebony board just because that guitar is so different in so many ways. It's set neck, it's Gibson scale. So the other one we were talking about earlier, which is the prototype of the Gristle Master 290, which will be out in 2021. It's set neck, see? And it will have cream pickup covers. It's coming with the Bigsby. It's got the new Fishman P90s on it that I designed with them. There'll be a signature product for me as well, Gristle Tone P90s. Ebony fingerboard, Gibson scale, locking tuners, the whole nine. So there you have it. You dig it? Can you dig it all? That's the overdrive that's on the amp right there. And that's the harmonic vibrato that's on the amp as well. Robert says, when I get my new Gristle King, when it arrives, I will do an unboxing video and review it and post it to the kingdom. I like it, Robert. Do it. I like it. Yes, the Greg Koch, the Greg amp by Koch amplifier. But here's the clean boost and overdrive on the Gristle King pedal, which I've had out for a while. So clean sound, clean boost, and then overdrive on this. Cool, right? But is there new Koch ampage coming? Yes. As a matter of fact, where's that little There's a little Tweedy job that we're working on, and then a Greg Jr., which will be the same overdrive and channel switching ability as the Big Daddy, but it will not have, it still has reverb on it, but it won't have the 3-control reverb, it won't have the OTS, and it won't have the harmonic vibrato. It'll be a single 12-amp, same wattage, clean sound, lead sound with boost, and independent channel volumes, so you can go, yeah, you get the idea. Yeah, can you dig it? Mm-hmm. All right, folks. Well, it is 4:03, and I smell deliciousness being made in the other room. You may ask yourself, what is going on in the Gristle home tonight for a tasty repast? And I will say it's pork chop night. And I like pork chop night. You know why? Because they're cheap and they're easy to make. You put them on the grill, you put a little seasoning on them. They're always delicious. Am I right or am I right? And when you got, I got all 4 kids home right now. So it's a full house. And then we have 1 vegetarian, so we have to always figure out a special thing for them. Not a big deal, but we just got a massage. Everyone takes a turn cooking around here now too, which is cool. Everyone's been making delicious feasts. So tonight, pork chop night. Pork chop night. I like it. Who likes pork chops? I like applesauce. Pork chops and applesauce. Have a good one, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. If you're digging on any of these guitars, we do have links in the info description of these videos right to the Wildwood site where these guitars are located. And you can let the good times roll. Again, the prototype guitar, that was just a little tease. That's not going to be out for a while. They're not taking pre-orders yet on those either. But I'm sure that they will at some point, probably getting later on towards Christmas time. They'll probably do pre-orders for those rascals. Can you dig it? All right, folks, thanks so much for tuning in. We will see you soon. Yeah, adios.